During a simulation this morning, the sound of gunshots echoed in the halls at Gladstone High School. The bullets, blanks. The blood, fake. The victims, role players from the community. These scenes are all part of a mass casualty exercise organized by Gladstone Public Safety. Officials say the training helps ensure law enforcement is ready to respond in a worst-case scenario. TV6's Escanaba Bureau reporter Barbara Bellinger was there. She explains what happened.
An active school shooter situation is every parent's worst nightmare. But today, when police radios broadcast multiple shooters at Gladstone High School,
shooters at the senior wing, door 10, one patient down at this time.
It signaled the start of a multi-agency training exercise.
We decided that instead of just talking about what would happen in a mass casualty incident, we would put it into play.
Robinson says every department has a plan for an active shooter situation.
But we've never really put that plan together for all the moving parts, and that was the main reason to get together today, was to put all those plans together and to see where we're lacking.
Officers in the training did not know the scenario beforehand. Robinson says the goal was to have the exercise be as close to real life as possible. Robinson says the department has held active shooter scenarios before, but this is the first one to include emergency medical services. The public safety director says it's an area that could use improvement.
We need to get better at getting our rescue task force into this building and taking care of the injured.
Dr. Edward Bigsby led the response by the Rescue Task Force, which includes EMS, search and rescue, and fire services. Bigsby says he expected communication issues.
Coordinating the response between EMS and rescue services with law enforcement. Even though the two groups work closely together every day, this is kind of a unique situation.
Robinson says lessons learned will help develop a better plan. He hopes to hold the training every year. Barbara Bellinger, TV6 News, Gladstone.